Hey guys, don't forget to go like and subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. We'd also love to hear feedback and questions from our listeners about today's episode. Feel free to shoot us an email at askSoSheSaid@gmail.com or SoSheSaidShow on Instagram. And without further ado, let's get this party started. Welcome back to So She Said. I'm Asha.
I'm Tam.
Welcome to season 2. We had a lot of fun last year with all of our different topics. And I don't know, this year we hope to bring you guys some new and different content. So some of the new things that we're going to introduce are we're going to try segments. So we're going to be having different segments on our show, from music and media to fake news, which is going to be Tam's politics segment, and a lot of other fun surprises that are to come. So stay tuned for that. But what have you been up to, my darling? What's going on?
For me, I've just been enjoying 2019, trying to stay on track, not wasting money on bullshit, staying focused on my little schemes and plans for 2019. Shopping on the internet, which I probably shouldn't be doing, but can't control it. I like it. I got Amazon Prime, so I'm feeling rich.
Okay.
Getting shit to me delivered the same day. I never had this kind of power before.
Okay. Me, myself, what have I been up to? I'm in therapy.
Okay, that's cute. I like that.
I'm very open about that. One of the biggest things that I wanted to put a focus on this year is just overall being a more happy person, and making sure that I'm like the best possible version of Asha that I can be. And I don't know, I think it's something that in the Black community, it's very like shunned, and like a lot of people don't want to do it, but I don't know, I think it's good. Like I've been enjoying it so far. Other than that, I'm just booked and busy.
Booked and busy, which we all aspire to be. Booked
and busy over here. Just, working. I've got some hot dates coming up. One of tonight, and I don't know what this nigga looks like.
We'll be bringing that content to you all right away, but it's just, the tea is hot. It's piping hot.
I mean, do we want to just let him know? We kind of gave him a sneak peek.
We've been looking for guys on dating apps, and we started the search a little while ago, but we had some location issues. But once we navigated that and we got over that little hurdle, it's been excellent. And we've been having a lot of guys coming our way. They're employed. They seem like they got places to live, cars,
So to explain this concept a little bit further, like Tam and another friend of mine, they've been on Tinder pretending to be myself.
Yes, catfishing, but not quite catfishing.
Oh, they're catfishes, all right. How does it feel?
Oh, the power coursing through my fingertips. It feels amazing.
Yeah.
It's less fucked up because you're actually my friend, but I see how people can get carried away with this.
And just like make up fake lives and personas and just like run, just be someone completely different.
Literally all I did was post the pictures up that you sent, and it was like magic.
So they're pretending to be me, and they have set me up on some blind dates. So they have given my phone number to a couple of these potential bachelors or whatever. Don't freak out. A block ain't shit. I can definitely block somebody with the press of a button. Right. So it's not that big of a deal. But so I've been talking to these gentlemen, and I'm supposed to go out on a date with one tonight. I will keep you guys posted. But yeah, this will be our Flavor of Love series.
Yes, for the love of Asha.
For the love of Asha. I love astrology.
I told her that she has to give them names based on like whatever was going on at the date.
This is Flavor of Love, y'all.
Yes.
Like, so, I mean, I don't really have a clock to give out tonight, but
well, ain't nobody getting clocks until you pick a winner anyways.
Well, we haven't even gotten that far. So, I mean, but every episode of Flavor of Love,
Yeah, you pick
Flavor Flav gave his clocks out, and then the one that didn't get the damn clock,
she gotta go home.
But I guess this is like the recruitment
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
Where he's just like, oh yeah, hottie, hoops, New York. So I guess this is the part that I'm in.
Yes.
Okay.
You are in the naming phase.
Okay.
And you gotta get to know them before you name them. He didn't just give Hoops the name on site. He found out this bitch like basketball.
Oh, right.
And he saw her Hoops.
Right. We should have Flavor Flav on the show. And then we can just compare our experiences. Only difference is Flavor Flav definitely saw them first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I guess we want to see here what is our goal here? Are we just seeing if love is blind?
I guess so. I think people have notoriously said that LA is like a terrible place to date.
Okay, so the dating experience in LA.
Yeah, and we just want to showcase that.
Okay.
Through the eyes of a young, cute Black woman. See what's going on out there. What kind of fish are you catching?
I feel like Issa Rae and Insecure. I just feel like,
oh my God.
Oh damn! I was gonna drop a name, but we're not saying their names. We're giving them
fake names.
Oh, maybe I could call that one Insecure because he has the same name as somebody on Insecure.
There you go.
Insecure. Oh, I hope they don't listen to this. This is gonna be quite a predicament. Like if I actually like one of these niggas.
Yeah, but that's what this is all about. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna see what happens. And hopefully
listen, y'all. I ain't looking for love. I'm looking for content. I love y'all, so this is for y'all to laugh, to listen,
right?
Enjoy, and share.
Live vicariously through Asha.
You know my homegirl, the one that my homegirl that you've been working with. She's like, Asha, don't fuck it up. She's like, take it serious.
She's worked so hard.
She's like, no, she's like, take this shit serious. And I was like, damn, why you just assume I'm not gonna take it serious? She's like, because I know you.
Aw, and you would just go through it just because. Like,
I really was like, damn, maybe I should add some peach fuzz or something.
Oh my God.
Or just have bad table manners.
Trying to paint on a unibrow. Don't fuck it up, Asha. Just like she said. Purposely wearing ugly outfits.
Don't wear deodorant.
Oh my God.
Just have fun with it.
Mix it up.
But then that would have just fucked off all your hard work. So yeah. But anywho, into our music and media, we have a top 5 playlist that Tam is going to give you guys, just what she's been jamming to as of lately. So, share with us, share with the people.
This week in the vault, if you don't know me or follow me on any social medias, at Tam Not Tammy on everything. I drive a Chevy Volt. It's like a hybrid car and it's really fast. It's like a race car, and I like to listen to good music when I drive fast. So the 5 songs that I've been driving fast to this week are Chanel Slides with Dreezy and Cash Doll. The video just came out. It's super cute. I love the girl power.
I heard they killed it.
Yes, it
okay.
is. It's smoking hot. Go watch it. Get her up to 1 million views. I'm like, damn, this video is so popping. How come y'all are slipping on the views? Pole Dancer with Megan Thee Stallion and Wale. It's Wale's song. It's featuring Megan Thee Stallion, but she kills it. And it's a really just happy, good song. I like to work out to it. I like to drive fast to it. Wasted Love by Jhené Aiko. It's like a sad song, but sometimes you gotta mix it up. You can't be turned up all the time. And I like to smoke to this Wasted Love song. Also followed by Who Hurt You by Daniel Caesar. He went from who would have thought I'd get you to he's changing his vibe. No more loving these hoes. He's talking about strip clubs and all of this. So I'm upset with y'all.
Oh, damn.
Another one bites the dust.
Damn, Daniel.
Another one lost to the game out here. And then the last one is called Sugar Parents. It's by, I think his name is Aminé. I'm not going to say that wrong. Enrico Nasty. And
okay.
It's a cute song. It's cool. She's like, I can be a sugar mama, but I don't want to.
Bitch, how you don't want to be one? You just openly tricking and giving these niggas your money? Okay. Okay, so I guess those are the listens lately.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm more of like a TV person. Like when I get home, all I want to do is turn my TV on and just like veg out to fucking Netflix. Like to just envision myself in some other place or look at someone else's shit and like life and just, you know, drown myself in that. So
what you been watching?
Oh my goodness. So my top Netflix picks would be You being number one. YOU is like fucking amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Gossip Girl, but the guy who stars as Dan Humphrey is a stalker in New York City, and he's like stalking this blonde chick. Sound familiar?
He's stalking the fuck out of her. Quick too.
And when I tell you, this shit made me so scared and so paranoid. Like, I was just like, damn, like, what if I've been getting followed? Like, what if somebody is like broken into my place and started sniffing my panties?
Oh my God.
Spoiler alert, sorry.
Laying in your bed. Spoiler alert.
Like, this nigga let the fucking gas man inside of her apartment.
That shit had me so hot. Like, you don't ask more questions. What the fuck is going on?
Yes. And it was one of those shows, and I haven't had one of them in a minute that I was just like binge watching, but I have to say that You is probably like the top thing that you should watch as of right now. My second pick is definitely Greenleaf.
Okay. I heard somebody on Twitter call that Love and Hip Hop Jesus. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. So I hope you guys know what a mega church is.
If you don't, think about TD Jakes.
Yes.
Google Creflo Dollar, okay?
Yes.
Big churches, 10,000 people.
A mega church. Yeah. Crenshaw Christian Center.
Yes.
Like a mega church. So it's pretty much like a story about like these a pastor and a first lady, and then their daughter from out of town comes back in, and you know, I guess she's there to like stir some shit up. But anyways, it's pretty much like the fucked up shit that happens behind the scenes at the mega church. And it's black, you know, it's a very black show. I think it's a show that's on OWN as well. Yeah, so it's an Oprah show. Oprah's actually in the show too. Yes. And I watched all 3 seasons. I don't want you guys to think I don't got a life now because I'm like binge watching all these shows, but niggas really just go to work and then just come home. Lastly on my list, and I love this, I love it so much because it's so near and dear to my heart and my childhood, but a series of unfortunate events.
Okay, how did you like it? I am very attached to Jim Carrey.
So honestly, when that movie came out, the series of unfortunate events movie, I didn't like that whatsoever because I was a kid and I read every single one of those books, and they mixed all the stories into one book and did it out of sequence and out of order. And I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. That wouldn't have happened because this happened. So it being a Netflix series.
And they go one by one by one.
Yes. Like, it makes so much more sense, and I enjoy it so much more.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Like, Count Olaf and the Baudelaires, and like, you know, I'm not sure why when I was a child I was reading a series of unfortunate events.
But it's a children's series, though, so it's not your fault.
It is, but like, why are children reading like this dark series where like nothing good ever happens to these orphan children? Like, their house got burned down, like this villain is chasing them, trying to steal their fortune. Like, every home they go into, every person that adopts them ends up dead, or like their place catches on fire, or like, yeah, and they're just abandoned and wandering through the world. Like, how is this a children's series? But I read all those books. Like,
I don't know. There's a lot of like sinister, dark things that are out there that are marketed to children, so I'm not really shocked. But yeah, it is a little bit sad that we're just like gluttons for pain and agony. We just want to see these kids like, what's gonna fucked up happen to you this week?
Right. Have you seen the Netflix series of unfortunate events?
Like I said, I was very, very attached to the Jim Carrey one, even though I read the books too, but maybe like I don't know. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I liked the movie. I liked how it was put together. But the show, like when I saw that guy, it just threw me off. And I was just like, like he's not scary. I wouldn't be like, he doesn't seem like a villain enough to be like Count Olaf. Like he was really fucked up.
Yeah, Count Olaf was evil. He kind of makes him like funny
yeah,
in a way.
Nobody would like Count Olaf. Like you're not supposed to.
Yeah, no, completely. But I think I appreciated the length of, you know, a series, because to me it's like,
yeah, they get to talk out each situation more. The movie was kind of rushed.
Exactly. Like I don't think that a series of unfortunate events should have been limited to one movie, like how they did Harry Potter.
Yeah, it should have been the same way, but maybe somebody shorted them on the money.
Exactly. Like stretched out, not like, oh, this is it, it's over. Yeah. Like, no, like what are you talking about?
Because like you being a kid that read the books, I kind of, even when the movie came out, wanted to see them living in the houses longer. Like some of my favorite houses, my favorite adoptees, I guess, it's like, damn, I only got to see them for like 3 minutes, and then Count Olaf came and fucked it up real quick, and now we're back on the run. I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks. So I guess the show, maybe I should give the show another chance just to get to see the adoptees.
Yes, because like I don't know, I'm just so tuned into it. I'm like, okay, I remember this book. I remember this part. Like, yeah, oh, that is what happened. What is a sugar bowl again? Because I remember reading this, you know? Like, so, I don't know. I was a kid. I was an avid reader.
Yeah.
And I read Harry Potter, too. So, like, when Harry Potter movies came out, like, I was just like, I mean, okay, that's not how I pictured Ron in my head.
Oh, okay.
Or like Hermione, like, and then, you know, you pronounce shit different too when you're reading a book, and you're like, Hermione. I thought it was Hermione. You know what I mean?
No, me too. For Harry Potter, like I read the first book and then I got caught with it, and my grandma's not with the shit, so she took it away, and I didn't get to finish them. So I was a lot less attached to my ideas of what I thought the people would be. And it was like, as soon as that happened, the movie started coming out while the books were coming out. So it was no need for me to be trying to sneak and hide to get the books. I was like, I'll just watch the movie.
True. I feel that, like 100%. But
because other books and movies happen the opposite way. Like all the books come out and you gotta wait time for the movies to come.
So for Harry Potter, I think that for me, I stopped at like the 4th book because eventually they became dictionaries.
Oh yeah,
they just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
I think, like, I used to spend the summers with my dad, and one of my older sisters, I'm pretty sure it's my middle sister, Chantel, she got one of the books on tape, and it was, like, all of these tapes in this fucking little...
Oh, that's better.
Cassette thing, and it was just like we were listening to it, but still, it was taking forever, and it was like we drove all the way to San Francisco and back to LA, and we're still not finished with this book.
I think I really need to start doing that. Books on tape.
Oh, I love you. You should download Audible on your phone. You get your first book for free.
That wasn't a commercial, by the way.
No, because they don't pay us. For all my library people, I love the library. I'm a nerd. It was one of my favorite jobs I ever had. If you have a library card, you can sign up for this app that's exclusively through the, I think it's a California thing. Maybe it might be federal. And you get all the books that are in the library on tape for free.
Just don't fall in love with a creepy stalker librarian.
Look, shout out to you.
Yes.
YOU. Don't get caught in the trap, ladies. It's real. The niggas are slick out here, man.
Wait a minute. But why was I was watching that shit. And you guys, just an update. If you're new, me and Tam, we used to be roommates in college. Nigga, I just remembered how I would get those creepy notes.
Yes. So some of you have been watched before, but it hasn't been like a pervy, creepy, intrusive watch like that.
How do we know?
I don't want to think that some nigga was in our house, like laying on our couch, touching our forks and shit, eating our cereal. I don't want to think about that, Asha. I want to focus on the good.
I'm just saying, bro. No, someone really left me a note and was like, oh, you're so beautiful and I'm going to marry you one day and figure out your name. But here's $100 as a promise that I'm going to devote myself to you. And I mean,
where are the other hundreds? Like, your devotion was real shallow.
Real shit. Like, you 100.
You only came one time.
Nigga, you trying to be my husband and all you got is $100. Come on, bro. You got to come harder than that.
At least be consistent. Bring $100 every week.
What?
You want me to notice you?
Yeah, if you're trying to learn my name and, woo me.
If you're trying to make an impact, don't give up so easily.
Come on.
You maybe could have even went cheaper if you were going to be more consistent, like $50 every 3 days or something. I don't know.
Oh my God. Like, come on now. But yeah, that show freaked me the fuck out because I'm like, damn, I should probably, and people have told me this, like, be alert, Asha. You're so unaware of your surroundings. Like, you're just skipping and like, someone could be preying on you. Like, I do skip through the streets, but I do. You know this to be true.
I was going to say it's a legitimate skip for all of you guys that are thinking, oh, she's bullshitting.
No. I had an appointment this morning in downtown LA. I was skipping through the streets of DTLA, just so happy. Hi, good morning. How are you? Just naive. Just, they say God looks out for fools and babies. God protects fools and babies. And I'm just like, well, maybe. La la la. Hi, good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh my God. Okay, what's your third pick? What's your third YouTube pick?
I thought it YouTube.
Why do I keep saying YouTube? What is your third Netflix pick?
Well, I gave 3.
So we got
Greenleaf, you.
Oh yeah, and Greenleaf.
And a series of unfortunate events.
Okay, so you picked all 3.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
I don't know why I forgot about Greenleaf so easily. Maybe I repress church-like things.
Like, I guess, I don't know.
It gets too deep.
It was just really deep. Like, all those shows, well, Series of Unfortunate Events isn't as deep as the others.
It's fun.
Yeah. But, yeah, he was just doing everything in the name of love. And speaking of stepping in the name of love.
There was 6 tragic episodes of Surviving R. Kelly. And unfortunately, I watched all of them. And I guess we have to discuss that now. So, R. Kelly has been like a fixture in the Black community, in the music industry, since his debut album came out the year I was born, 1993. So, he's been out my whole life. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not going to take your responsibility for making this nigga famous. Let's just put that up there.
Yeah. He was already there. I mean, he was a staple in all of our lives, especially, I'm not too sure about other communities and like how they felt about like R&B, but this nigga was there for graduations.
I believe I could fly.
He was there at family barbecues.
Step in the name of love.
Weddings. Sex.
Oh my God, yeah. School dances.
He was everywhere.
Ubiquitous, to say the least.
And our entire lives. Like, I can't imagine, like, my childhood without R. Kelly's music.
And you know what makes it so fucked up? Is that, like, as a child of the 90s, there's nothing that sticks out more in my mind than, like, the Bulls in the 90s and fucking Michael Jordan in Space Jam, and I Believe I Can Fly is in Space Jam.
Everybody sung that at graduation.
So it's like
at some point.
There's no way I can delete that.
I wish.
Oh my God. I'm the world's greatest. I'm that star up in the sky. There's no way I can delete that shit from my memory.
And I know it sounds fucked up. I really don't want to stop listening to his music, but I feel like a responsibility, like I have to.
Okay. The first thing about his music is, I don't know if I should believe if it's true or not, but this person has told us that he's like not the greatest reader or writer, that essentially he's illiterate, and that I guess earlier in his career he was like screwed into a shady deal and he signed away his publishing. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't really get any money for his music being played and whatnot. It goes to someone else. Mm-hmm. So I know that's like a fucked up thing to try to rationalize, but in my mind it's like, if he's not even getting money off me listening to this and like some fat white dude is, okay, I can still listen to it. But it's not like I'm going to an R. Kelly concert. It's not like I'm donating to his GoFundMe.
I'm just like, how am I supposed to unlike Step in the Name of Love?
I can't. That's what I'm saying.
How?
I can't. Some of my favorite songs are R.
Trapped in the Closet. Like, why?
Right?
Why R. Kelly? Why? Because when I was getting my hair braided, And I was at my braider's house, and she's like, "Oh, have you seen it?" And I was just like, "No." She's like, "I'm gonna turn it on so you can see this shit." And I was like, "All right, like I've been hearing about it.
Yeah.
Let's do it." So she turned the shit on. I'm watching it. I only got to like episode 3, and I was just like, I'm done. Because you know me, I can't really watch a lot of serious shit.
Yeah, it gets too deep.
It's just too deep. Like, have y'all ever seen a movie and you'll never watch it again because it was just that fucked up of a storyline? Like For Colored Girls.
Oh, For Colored Girls, that shit was fucked up.
I will never watch Precious again.
Nope, Precious was a one-time situation.
That's completely how I felt about this. Like, I'm just like, I don't need to see anything more. The internet's told me enough. And I don't know, like, at first I think I held a different opinion about this whole situation, where I thought, and I'm ashamed to actually say, I was like, well, we don't know if they're telling the truth. Like, they could just be hopping on the bandwagon, blah, 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 blah. But then, like, watching it, I'm just like, damn, like, why did we look past all his creepiness? This isn't the first time he's done some shit and we heard about it, but we just continued to move on about our lives. And I think this is a big issue in the Black community.
Yes.
A huge issue.
Yes. So the whole thing is, I feel like since this has come out, there's been so much criticism and so much attention been put on R. Kelly, and it's not wrong, you know, rightfully so. But I feel like we have used him as like the bad guy and a scapegoat for situations that are just prevalent within the Black community. Like, all of us got a creepy nigga in our family and we just let it slide, and your mama will be like, oh, you can't go over there by yourself or whatever, but it's not like that nigga's in jail. And we all know about shit he's done in our community. Same thing. I went to high school in LA. How many of us girls were picked up by some guy that was significantly older than us in high school just because he had a car or he had some money or whatever? Like, keeping it a buck, not even trying to make it victim blaming or putting the onus on women, but some of this stuff just goes on in our community. And I saw throughout the like docuseries or whatever, people kept on saying, oh, no one cared and everybody let it slide and everybody looked the other way because it was Black women. But I'm like, in our own community, we did the same thing. So if we're not sounding the alarm on this creep, how is the legal system supposed to? If the legal system got him on charges for, you know, having sex with a minor, and we get to court and it's supposed to be his day of reckoning, and this girl gets on the stand and says it's not her, and her family does the same thing, how are we supposed to stand up as a community? How is the legal system supposed to help us if at every time we like turn the other cheek, or we take money instead?
I don't know.
Just watching it made me so mad, because I'm like, sure, this nigga is a creep, but all of us like marched ourselves into the slaughter. He didn't have to kidnap nobody. He didn't have to Bill Cosby fucking pill nobody. Everybody was just down to go and get fucked by R. Kelly because they thought they were going to get famous.
Where I was coming from, I mean, like, I saw that some of the girls were like, oh yeah, like we met him at the mall, and he said he would help me like with my career and blah, 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 blah. I mean, to be honest though, I still look at it like a grown man manipulating and taking advantage of children. I'm
not saying he's not taking advantage, but I'm saying he didn't have to try hard at all. All of us, and I'm saying us because it's our community.
Okay. I was gonna say, so what about the creeps that helped him bring them girls? Like, recruited them at the high schools. Like, he had a whole like henchman, damn near. Like, he calls himself the fucking Pied Piper.
I'm not saying none of that shit is okay, but even still, me, R. Kelly, I didn't even have to come to your school in person. A third party, regular creep ass nigga was there and told you were gonna meet me, and you still came. Like, that shit is fucked up. It was nobody's parents that were at the school that noticed these grown ass niggas is hanging out around on Fridays picking girls up. So it's like, no teacher, nobody's paying attention to us. Nobody gives a fuck. We're all just treated like adults. We all get to do our own shit. A girl was like, she was going to his trial and shit, lying to her mom, telling her she was going to school, going to fuck with R. Kelly. Like, there's no checks in our community. It's nobody looking out for because young girls are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah, no, real shit. Because I mean, no one can really tell you shit in high school. Your parents can try to enforce and like tell you what to do as much as they want
and that was happening on the show. The girl's mom was like, I told her to stay away from him. I even called him, but still, it was nothing I could do after she turned 18. I had to let her go. It broke my heart. So it's like, who else is going to... Is it because we don't have dads? Real shit? Is it because there's no men in our houses?
I don't know. It's just a tough one.
What's going on? And then there was two. At first, I'm like, okay, this is like some single parent shit. And it's not like I'm judging, because I come from a single parent home too. And just like the girl said, it's real easy to lie to your mama because she got to be at work and she has a lot of other shit to do that's keeping y'all alive. So she can't be on top of you 100% all the time. Mm-hmm. There is a little bit of wiggle room for you to lie and go here and go there when you say you're somewhere else. But then there was two girls who had both parents in the house that was still married. And because R. Kelly came to them and was like, oh yeah, I'll help her with her career, they're like, go ahead and go. After you already know he fucking married Aaliyah at 15. After you already know he peed on this 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's intense.
What the fuck is going on? Yes, he's a creep, but he's already, like you said, we already know. So there should be like a red X on him. Every girl that comes up should be like, oh no, I can't fuck with that.
He should be like a registered sex offender. Honestly.
But it's because he hasn't been caught.
Oh, he hasn't been charged, so he hasn't had to register.
But in our society, we should know he's a sex offender.
The way I want to know who was helping him, though, because the way that the shit was set up, like, I don't see him going to jail.
No.
Yes, these women are coming forward, but, like, didn't they sign, like, non-disclosures and all this other shit? Like,
and on top of that, all of these women in the states that he was in, aside from the girl that he went to court over, that was supposed to be 14 at the time, which is disgusting, which is unforgivable. These other girls were 17, 18, so it was cool for him to be fucking with them in the states that he was in. In Chicago, the age of consent is 17. In Georgia, the age of consent is 16. So as long as I'm over that, I can do what I want. It's just me being a creep, though.
A super creep. And then his fucking brother, bro. Well, I prefer older women.
Oh, the one that was in jail?
Yeah, he prefers younger women. What's the problem?
Yeah, because that's...
Nigga, you're in jail.
But yes, he was in jail. I'm like, why is this nigga even on the show? What? But aside from that, yes, that's the thing I heard in my community my whole life. It's like, oh, well, she's grown, or she's acting grown, or she's looking grown, whatever. Niggas don't give a fuck. As long as it's legal, they don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, I know a hella older men that date significantly younger women. You see, the only celebrity man that spoke up that was on the documentary was John Legend. Jay-Z is nowhere to be found. Fucking a lot of these niggas nowhere to be found. Because they're on the same shit. Or were. So you can't point fingers with a dirty hand.
Yeah.
I saw some shit online. Marvin Gaye got in trouble for fucking with a 13-year-old girl. So this has been going on.
Oh, that's so gross. So gross. Oh my gosh.
This shit has been going on. In some states, the legal age of the federal legal age of consent, and this is how I know, I'm starting to get irritated with like the fake outrage shit. Like, oh, this is just wrong because it's R. Kelly. It's just wrong because it's happening to us. Let's keep it a buck. In America, the federal age of consent is 12 years old federally. So the federal government is saying, oh, as long as you're above 12, it's all good, and we let the states decide the rest. So that's fucking nasty too. And this is in our own country. These are the rules. So how are we supposed to hold somebody else more accountable than the law says they should be?
I don't know. I think that he really deserves to be locked up, personally. Like, I mean, I will say that I think if you're a parent, you may feel more passionately about this.
Yeah.
You know, as a parent.
But still, I feel like the parents needed to do more.
I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying, like, people watching
people with kids
in general. Yeah. Like, I feel like from what I've been seeing online, most people that are like, oh, throw his ass in jail, kill him, no. I feel like most of that is coming from parents.
Yeah.
Not that I disagree. Like, I'm just like, he's a weirdo. But in all honesty, like, I feel like this is something that really needs to be addressed within our community. Like, I've seen, I mean, it's never happened to me, but I've seen on TV or like read articles about women saying like, oh, like, you know, I got molested by an uncle.
Yes,
or
a family friend.
Yeah. Like,
from the ages of when they were young.
And there's even like sitcoms where like, you know, Tyler Perry will like play like the great uncle and like be like hitting on like the younger girl and like the family and stuff like, oh shit, like, you know, like looking at her in like different weird perverted types of ways, and I'm just like, it's while we laugh at it.
In the reunion movie, old girl goes to get soda from the thing, and all the uncles are standing there looking at her ass. Like, you know, she's a part of your family. She's here. She's got the family reunion t-shirt on, and y'all are still, like, being thirsty staring at her.
Right.
Yes.
This is shit that really, like, goes on.
Yes.
You know? So,
and it's not a secret. Like, if you even take it far back, and we can only speak on black people because that's what we are. Color Purple. Old boys, Mary and Celie and all them, and they're young as fuck, too. So this has been going on since right after the slavery times.
I think it's been going on since the age of time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because even like in historical references, like in different cultures, like I think women were getting married like very young. Like even in like what, Mexican culture?
Yeah.
A quinceañera. You
For
turn
real.
15, you're considered a woman. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the Jewish society,
13.
isn't it 13?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm not saying this shit's right at all.
In a lot of Latin American places, a lot of Caribbean places, 13, 12, you can do what you want to do. So that's what I mean about making it a moral issue. You can't just make it a moral issue because that's how we lose. R. Kelly is just a creep. And it's a lot of you niggas out here that are creeps. And that's not illegal. What we need to do as a community is try to call those type of people out. Because if nothing that they're doing is illegal, then we need to just make it known who they are so that nobody can say. Because a lot of those girls were like, oh, I heard this, I heard that, but it just seemed like rumors, so I ignored them. Up until the 2010s, like, girls are still fucking around with R. Kelly. Teenagers. So obviously the speakers wasn't loud enough putting out the message that he's a creep. He's doing fucked up shit to girls. In my estimation, you know, from what I know about the world, it just seems like he's treating them like a pimp. And they're the hoes. He got all of them living in this house, following these rules.
It sounded like a sex trafficking ring, in my opinion.
The only reason why I would say it's not sex trafficking because it seems like they're only fucking with him. Like, he's saying that they are not allowed to. They were saying, my bad, because he wasn't on it. They were saying that they're not allowed to look at other people or talk to other people, especially not men. Like, girls were saying that they were getting slapped for just speaking to people when they walked in the rooms. Like, they were just supposed to look the other way or put their head down. So yeah, if they weren't saying shit like that, I'd be like, most definitely, R. Kelly has these girls out pimping them, but
no. I mean,
it's
not
for his
like
own use. It's for his own pleasure.
But which is sick in itself too. So you have these bitches in like different rooms. Like you pretty much have like a brothel,
Like a Playboy mansion.
Not so much.
For me, I can't see the difference. I don't see a difference at all because all those
Hef didn't have the girls locked in rooms.
We don't know.
Huh?
We don't know what's going. I know when I used to watch Girls Next Door, they had a curfew. It was all types of shit, and it may not be as stern or as hardcore as they're making R. Kelly seem, but we don't know what's going on in the Playboy Mansion. Real shit, other than what they show us. Same situation. A bunch of females locked in the house with this old ass man.
I guess, but nobody's ever came forward and said.
Yes, they have. It just hasn't been publicized. We can Google right now. There have been several women that have came out and made allegations against Hugh Hefner, and they either been paid off or silenced.
About what, like rape?
Abuse, yes, rape, about him pimping people out. All types of shit. And because he has money and he's well connected, it got pushed out of the news.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Yes, several times. Even if we think about it and would be real, Kendra was young as fuck. She was like 18 when she first got there, and she becomes a girl, and she's one of his several girlfriends. We let it slide because it looks different over there. R. Kelly's doing the same shit. It just seems weirder because we're black, and as black people, naturally we're more religious. I don't know what it is, but I have yet to meet a large group of black people that don't go to church, that don't believe in some type of higher power. So we're putting that morality on it. White people looking at it totally different. You're 18, you can go live in the house with Hef and let him do whatever he want to do to you. But these girls, 18, 19 years old, their parents are on TV crying like, I don't get to talk to my daughter. She went on TMZ and said she don't want to talk to you.
But I heard that it looked like somebody was in the background coaching her.
That's what. And then another time, she was at the airport by herself with another girl that's allegedly a part of the harem that ran away later on in the show. Mm-hmm. And it didn't seem. And that's the other thing. They're making it seem like it's all strict, right? And they can't leave. But these girls were at a hotel in a whole nother state away from R. Kelly. Her mom came. They make it a little dramatic for the show. And later, a few hours later, she walks out the hotel easy breezy with her mom. So anytime you wanted to leave, you could leave. The lady that was, 35, that said she went to his house. At first, she was just dating him, flying out to different concerts. She said she didn't even see the dark side of him until she moves in the house and knows what's going on. He's making them perform sex acts on each other, all the shit that I guess she wasn't with. But still, she stays for months, maybe a couple years. And she's like, I just got tired of it. I packed my bags and I left. Oh, so it's not like he had you chained up. It's not like he had you locked inside. You just decided that you wanted to leave, so you gave back the cell phone and you walked out. It's different if it's some handcuffed force shit. I agree. That's totally different than he's just working your mind and you thought you were going to be famous or some shit. I don't know. And you hung around.
Yeah, because, I mean, it seems like they even said, like, he's a mass manipulator. Mm-hmm. Which I can totally believe from what I see here. But I don't know if everybody would have been in that situation.
No, and even there was a girl towards the end. She has a blue dress on. I can't think of her name. She said she was 19 when she met R. Kelly at a concert. Whatever. They start talking. She agrees to have sex with him. He starts getting weird with her and let her meet some other girl. And she was like, I just decided I wasn't down with that. She seemed underage, and that's not what I'm about. She's like, that's not what I represent. So I didn't talk to him no more. Boom, real simple. And later on, she sues him for giving her a sexually transmitted disease, got some money, moves on with her life.
I don't know. I mean, I still can't. I really don't want to sit here and, like, blame these girls.
No, nobody's blaming them. But it's you're deciding to do some shit. R. Kelly is fucked up. We all know he's fucked up. He been in court. He got caught marrying an underage girl. All these women are coming out nonstop saying what kind of freaky shit he's into in the bedroom. If you choose to go over there.
If we locked Bill Cosby up, this nigga should be behind bars too.
No, what Bill Cosby did is totally different. I'm drugging bitches against their will and fucking them while they're passed out. That's totally different than meeting you at a concert, inviting you backstage, and you come, and then I take you to a hotel and I fuck you, and then I ask you to move into my house, and you say yeah.
It's like kidnapping. Yeah, I don't even know the analogy I was going for here.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
And I think we need to address as women that when you get into a situation, even though you've been warned by your mom, maybe your friends told you some shit, maybe you saw some signs, and still going full steam ahead because we feel like either we can change the situation or there's something to gain. You cannot cast everything aside because you feel like there might be something to gain.
Well, everybody plays a role here in general. Everyone does play a role here, from the girls making their decision to go over there. But I will say, like, me coming from being the age of 18 or 17, 15, whatever, a teenager, to where I am now as a grown woman, like, my fucking mentality is completely different.
I agree.
And I still, they are developing adults. They're young adults. Mm-hmm. I still believe that, like, someone older always has an influence over you.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
and add fame and add money to that, and it's even more so.
Exactly.
Yes, but it still doesn't mean. I'm not even saying with the sex shit that he's doing once he gets you alone is okay either, because maybe you're not cool with that either. But even then, like, a girl, she's underage when she meets him, 17, but it was legal where he was at, so okay, she's of age. They're fucking around for a while. She thinks that she's his girlfriend, even though she's aware that he has a wife. So you already fucked up. But you're here, and she's like, oh, I thought I was special. I thought I was the only one. And then one day he brings me into a room, and there's another girl there who clearly looks underaged, and I engage in a threesome with her on tape. Mm-hmm. Bitch, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? At any moment, you could have... No, I'm not doing this. This is where I draw the line.
So did you hear that he's going to put out his own docuseries called Surviving the Lies?
Whoa. That's some bullshit.
Dude, you don't need to put shit out. You just need to disappear and live your free life outside of bars, because people are looking for any reason to throw your ass in jail.
Any reason. And what I would say is, if you are that hell-bent on dating girls that are younger and you don't want to be under the scrutiny,
go in a different country.
Leave. Because out here, it's fake morality. Let's keep it 100. These people that don't go to church like that was probably fucking somebody younger when they were in their 20s, are pointing the finger at you because it's convenient to you right now. It's a lot of shit going on. It's Me Too movement. Women are feeling more empowered to speak out on what they feel, what they may have gone through. But if you are not going to stop this behavior, just leave. Go to a place where they accept that and it's okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I still think
you've been trying to work your way around it, like
I still
living
think
in the
weird.
South and all that. It's weird as fuck, but a bunch of men do it all over the world.
Because if I had a daughter, I'd be like, no.
But if I had a daughter, and this is what I don't understand, R. Kelly has not made nobody famous. Like, Aaliyah already came from a rich family, well-connected family. I think her aunt is Gladys Knight. Sparkle, she had one song, You Better Be Careful, and R. Kelly was in it. He hasn't made nobody famous. Sure, he's written good songs for other people, but he doesn't make stars. So I don't understand why women themselves and parents are sending their children to him.
Nobody likes it, but I feel like people aren't like, okay, like you're a very analytical person. You sit here and you assess the situation, and that's something that you personally wouldn't do because you're too smart for that.
Yeah, like if you're going to drop your
kid
off.
But not everybody thinks like that. We know common sense isn't common. Okay. It's not. Like,
I guess.
Let's be real about it. Like, if you're a kid in high school, you see Chris Brown walking down the street. Chris Brown's trying to talk to you. You'd be like, oh my God, y'all, did y'all see Chris Brown trying to talk to me? Like, he has money, he has fame, he's in the public eye. Everyone knows who this man is. And then at the end of the day, he's just a nigga. Chris Brown thinks you're cute. He sees some hips on you. La 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 la. I'm just using a different example other than R. Kelly. Yes. Like, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm having a party at the house. You should come. Oh my God, we have to go to his party. What if we become famous? Oh my God, what if we could be like Karrueche or like Rihanna? Oh my God, like just travel back in time to like a time when you were a teenager.
No, I agree with that. 1,000%. I agree with that. And that's why I have a problem with them trying to paint it like R. Kelly is anything beyond a creep. Because when you're famous and you come from a teenage situation, rich or poor, but poor especially, and anybody with money is checking for you, you're going. Especially in high school. Because 9 times out of 10, you're having sex or doing sex-like things already. Mm-hmm. So you're going. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, ladies, if you agree to go with somebody and then he gets fucked up after you go, you can't then say that you were, wronged or something like that. You went there and you agreed to do certain shit.
But his wife was even on the shit and said he's very controlling.
Yes, all of that. Even the girl that was just his artist that never had sex with him, Sparkle, is like, he was so controlling of her career. Like, at first the song was just supposed to be her, then he jumps on it. This person is crazy. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Why is everybody, all of us, just going willingly for the hope of something? Like, oh, maybe I'll get famous. Maybe I'll get rich off of this. Mm-hmm. Maybe something will happen for me. And that's just like, endure. I'm letting him slap me. I'm letting him disrespect me. I'm letting him doing different shit to me. Mm-hmm. Never even getting a little bit of anything. Like, oh, I had sex with R. Kelly and then I recorded this song in the studio. And he slapped me around a little bit and then I did a video. And then they released it and now I'm on tour and now he's still doing shit. It's not even going that far. You don't got nothing to show for just taking abuse from this nigga. Mm-hmm. And just like you said, he's famous and he got money, but he's still just a nigga. And that's how he's treating you. With no respect, no nothing. Because at first you were getting wined and dined and all that. And now you're living in like a sorority house with all these other females.
Yeah. Again, like...
that shit is wild.
There's people that still don't respect themselves as of today, like in their grown state.
Yeah, there was 2 grown women, one 33, one 35.
Well, I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying in general.
Oh, okay.
Like, not even saying this. I'm like, we're just talking about respecting yourself and all that other type of shit. Like, I think some of those girls are pretty much saying that, like, he was their first relationship, their first everything.
Yes.
That's a lot of influence to have over somebody. And I really can't sit here and say like, oh, like, well, you should have been smart enough to leave. Like, there's a saying, like, you can't expect people to be the same type of friend that you are. You can't expect somebody else to have the same type of knowledge or intuition that you have. Not everybody shares that.
That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, at what point do we as women start to look out for ourselves? Fuck what everybody else thinks. Even if some of the shit that R. Kelly is doing is weird and not traditionally acceptable, and you're down with some of it.
Well, this whole thing, honestly, like, I don't know. I was like, damn, should I be a feminist? Because, like, women, we really are the underdogs here. To be truthful, I think and believe that we're the underdogs, like, in comparison to like they're bigger than us and stronger than us. That doesn't mean they're smarter necessarily, but like they do make more money. Like, you know, like in situations like this, people turn the other cheek and don't want to like acknowledge like something that's been done. If a little boy is raped by his uncle or something when he's a child, like, you know, and tells somebody that the shit happened, nobody wants to believe it. Or same with like a child, like, you know, a little girl, like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like like as a woman, like I hold some sort of like responsibility to stand up for other women.
I can only stand up for you, and I agree with that. I'm all about the empowerment of women, our advancement, but I can only stand up for you if you can stand up for yourself. And if you're not willing to stand up for yourself, you're not willing to speak up for yourself, if you're not even willing to demand the most smallest level of respect that you want, fuck what society wants, that you want for yourself, then I can't stand up for you. The little girl, I thought it was disgusting. I heard about that shit when I was a kid. Oh, R. Kelly's peeing on people. I love the Chappelle Show. The fucking Piss on You song. Everybody laughed. But seeing this documentary, I'm like, this shit is fucked up. And that's sick. That you would want to urinate on a child and she's a baby. And it's like, your mind is so fucked up. You want to mold this person sexually. So all of your little peculiar, freaky shit that you're into, she thinks is normal. But this same little girl went up on the stand in front of the 12 jurors, a judge, and a whole room full of fucking people, and said that's not me on the tape. Even after her friends, just like you're saying, tried to stand up for her, like, no, that's her, that's my friend, this is wrong, this is disgusting. She's like, no, that's not me. Her parents get up there, no, that's not my daughter. How the fuck am I supposed to stand up for her? I want to. My heart is broken. That shit freaks me out. Yes, I don't want R. Kelly walking around on the streets so maybe he can pee on somebody else's fucking kid. But she went up there and said no. She's the person that stopped him from being in jail. But he was going to get like 40-something years. She stopped that herself. Mm-hmm. How am I supposed to be a feminist? How am I supposed to stand up for you? I want to. I want him to be in jail right now because that shit's gross. Mm-hmm. But you didn't do anything. For all these other girls, the Me Too girls, the girls that are standing up and they have a real story, some real shit happened to them all day, I got your back. If any shit happened to you, I got your back. You come to me, tell your story, whatever. You want to talk about it, I'm here. You want to go to the police, I'll take you in my car. But for the rest of you who want to aid, basically you're aiding a person to continue to be a monster. You're helping them. You're providing cover for them. Because right after she got up there and said it wasn't her for some money or for opportunity or whatever the fuck, R. Kelly comes out with this song with Jay-Z, oh, not guilty. And now all these fucking whole bus full of other victims after her. This sex cult shit in his house in Atlanta wouldn't have been happening if she would have said, yeah, that was me. He did me wrong. He influenced me. He brainwashed me, whatever. Mm-hmm. I allowed that to happen. Now I'm understanding that it's not okay.
I always try to put myself in the situation or see if I can put myself into somebody else's shoes before, like, I say some shit like that. No offense. Like, I completely understand your perspective. Maybe I'm just trying to come from, like, a more empathetic place, and maybe she could have been scared. Maybe that's embarrassing. I just don't know the place or mind space that this person was in, or that this individual was in. Yeah, she said that it wasn't her. But we don't know, like, But
why does it just have to be fear? Or
they said that stops it. I was listening to Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club, and she said that she was at the premiere of, Surviving R. Kelly. And then there was a gun threat around the corner in, or whatever, and the call came from Chicago. Mm-hmm. This man had a fucking whole team helping him do sick shit. Who knows what type of fucking threats he made to the family?
Sure.
I mean, like, if you've witnessed a murder or some shit like that, that's just like that whole, like, stupid shit I believe. Like, oh, you don't snitch. In the hood, you don't snitch. You don't tell what you saw.
But also a person, for me, that's grown up in all the hoods in LA. If some shit happens to you, though, I've never seen a person not tell. I've never seen a person be in a drive-by and it be their son, their cousin, their uncle, whatever the fuck, and they saw it and they don't tell. It's some don't tell shit when it's somebody other than you. Yeah, in the hood, you keep it pushing when it's not you. You seen some shit happen, you walking home from school, you keep walking. But if it's you that gets hit, you're telling. You're in the hospital with the gun wound, like, yeah, it was a black Camry. Woo, woo, woo. It was this many niggas. He had on this kind of hat. Mm-hmm. You're telling every time it's you. So when it was your chance to be on the stand, we know somebody that went to fucking witness protection for running their mouth because she was threatened. Your whole family could have been relocated to a whole nother state away from, R. Kelly don't got that much fucking money. He got evicted from 2 of his houses. You could have been relocated to a new place, got a new life. You were embarrassed. Sure, you get to go to a new school. But it's seeming like, to me as a black person, everything's for sale in our community. Everybody can be bought, even down to when you do some fucked up shit to our kids. Because he paid off countless girls. All these girls signing NDAs and shit, taking payments for money from him. If you do some shit to me, I want you to go to jail. There's no amount of money I want for you violating me, for you doing something to me.
And I agree with you, dude. I'm just saying, like, that's your position.
R. Kelly is not John Gotti. Like, what the fuck? He's not the super gangster. Even if he knows some. If he's in jail, it's a wrap on that.
Like, maybe some people were like, you know what? He was really fucked up to me. Fuck that nigga. Whatever. At least I got my money and I'm out. Like,
and if you're saying that, cool. High five. There's no need to stand up for you. I don't need to protest for you outside. I don't need to get a Mute R. Kelly t-shirt. Because you feel like you got your money. You're good now. You don't care. Maybe you play Step in the Name of Love in your car.
Yeah, or maybe some people are really just scared to come forward.
But
maybe some people don't, like, I mean, there's rape victims, like, that don't even, like, want to, like, put their accuser back in jail because they just want the shit to go away. I'm just saying, like...
I agree. But those girls don't line up and go on Lifetime to tell their story. They're hiding it. They want to put it behind them. They want to move on, like you said. Mm-hmm. These girls clearly don't want that. Mm-hmm. They want to be heard. They want to be seen. You want something to happen. Mm-hmm. So it's no more taking money. Mm-hmm. It's no more... What did he do to you? That's illegal. What did you see him do? That's illegal. Do you have pictures? Do you have witnesses? What can we do to put him in jail? It's no more talking now. If he's this fucked up, it's no more talking. Why can't we put him in jail? Because if he's this fucked up, I don't want him out here on the streets. I don't have children yet, but I plan to. Mm-hmm. I don't want a nigga like him around, fucking in a city near me, performing at lower and lower venues as he loses money. More easily accessible.
It's just also disappointing in general, because I feel like as a society, as a culture, we just need to do better, like with how we like raise our children up.
Yes.
I believe that R. Kelly was probably touched when he was a kid.
Oh, he said he was touched by a man and a woman.
Yeah, like...
And it's like, in the black community, why do we sweep so much shit under the rug?
Therapy.
Y'all so scared to go talk it out.
Therapy. Like, and I'm just so, I don't know. I think I'm pretty transparent, right? Like, just as a person, I don't really have like too many secrets. I'm very like open about talking about anything to people because I've been through a lot of shit in my own time.
Yeah.
Like, so God, I don't even know how to like phrase this, but in general, like as far as like me trying therapy, like I know that there's shit I need to work on personally for my own growth. And it does really help to just hear yourself out loud talk to another person about the shit that you talk to yourself about in your own head.
Yes. And help you rationalize it, help you think through it.
Exactly.
Maybe there may be some ways or some approaches that you haven't considered yet because you're so deep
You're just
in the
driving
problem.
yourself fucking crazy, like thinking about the same thing over and over and over again. And this happened to me, and maybe I'm this way because I did that, and la 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 la. That's called insanity. I'm not sure if you people are aware, but it's called insanity, and it'll only cause you to be depressed. You know, like 2018 was a year of many suicides. Mm-hmm. Like, and
purposeful and accidental.
If people are getting touched as children and like, you know, like all this fucked up shit is happening to them, and then, you know, nobody wants to acknowledge that the shit happened to them, of course you're going to go insane.
Or self-medicate with drugs and alcohol, or be out and be R. Kelly, hurt other people because you were hurt.
It's called taking care of yourself and taking care of your mental health. Honestly, I think your mental health is the most important health you can have.
Yes.
And like obviously like your organs and whatever else that's attached to you, like that's all important too. But I think it starts with the brain.
Yeah, like to me, your brain is driving the ship.
Yeah, basically, like, and your body and your mind are very much connected.
Yes.
Like just sharing a fun fact with you guys. This isn't related to R. Kelly. He didn't touch me. Don't worry.
We're good on this side.
Yeah. But like I suffer from anxiety, like severe anxiety, because I'm an overthinker and I have a hard time making decisions. And I've been to the hospital and the ER like several times over the years just from having a panic attack and feeling like someone's stepping on my chest and I can't breathe. And, you know, like I can't really like control like my emotions. I feel like I'm out of control and I always feel like I should be in control. And I went to the doctor like not too long ago, and you know, I was like, my chest hurts every time I breathe. I have a sharp pain in my chest and I don't know why. Like, and I was just like, it's probably another panic attack, whatever. And it was. But they're like, oh yeah, you actually have like some muscle that's swollen in your chest. And I was like, holy shit. So my brain, like, you know, like my mental is now starting to affect my physical health. And it's a very real thing. So like, I'm just saying, in the Black community, we got to quit that shit about like, oh, you crazy if you going to therapy. You talking to a therapist, a psychologist. What's wrong with you?
And it's like as much as Black people go through on a day-to-day basis, all of us need to go and fucking talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. All of us. Mm-hmm. You go through too much shit.
You can talk to a person of color, somebody who you think can relate to you. Myself, I personally chose someone that isn't a person of color. I chose a white woman because I'm just like, well, I would probably feel more comfortable telling her stuff because she probably doesn't know the people that I'm going to be talking about.
Hilarious. There will be no no crossing of contact.
No, like I don't want to be talking about some nigga that's her nephew. Like,
oh my God, which could definitely happen to you in LA.
Yeah, so
yeah, give me a Samantha. Give me a Jessica. Ashley or April.
Thank you.
Come on down.
Becky. I was like, I'll sign up for the white therapist this time because I need to be sure that my secrets are safe. And
we're talking about safe secrets. I want an Asian. And maybe that's a positive stereotype, but I just feel like Asian people could be very tight-lipped, you know?
I mean, they're legally obligated. You know what I mean? Like,
of course, yeah.
To keep your secrets. But I'm just saying, like, as far as like being open, like I personally feel more comfortable with somebody that isn't Black than somebody that is.
See, because there's a lot of judgment there. See, our community is a lot of fractures and things going on.
It's in the Willie Lynch letter. We don't trust each other. I sought the white man out before I sought one of my own to talk about my issues.
Hey.
Anywho, though, that's just my spiel on mental health. Look up neuroplasticity. It's a very fucking real thing. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. This has been the first episode of season 2. Stay tuned for more because we've got a lot of surprises.
Yes.
But anyways, bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.